Good morning, Kasturians. So, today let us discuss the very basic introduction to this chapter, which is alternating current. Okay, so first of all, let us discuss what is direct current. Okay, as we have seen till now in the previous chapters, we have seen and we have talked about the direct current. What is direct current? It is the current which flows through a circuit. Okay, and the magnitude of this current flowing through any circuit is constant. Okay, and the direction, what will be the direction of this type of currents? The direction will also be the, you can say, at all the points the direction of this type of currents will be same. Okay, there will be no change in the directions of direct current. Okay, you can say the magnitude is constant and direction is same. What about the alternating currents? See, the magnitude of the alternating currents, it goes on, you can say, it goes on changing continuously. Okay, but what about the direction? And its direction reverses periodically. So we can see that, see, we are having this graph. What we can see from the graph, at point 0 we had the value of current that was 0. Okay, and at some time, as the time increased, what is happening? The value of alternating current, it increases, and there come a time when it becomes maximum. Okay, again, the direction of, you can see, the direction of this current reverses, and it goes, then again it goes to a minimum value, and then the direction of alternating current, it reverses, and it goes again maximum in the reverse direction, and again it comes to 0. Okay, and then again the next cycle repeats, and then again what happens? There comes again a maximum value in the positive direction, then minimum, then again maximum, then minimum. What you can say about the direct currents? See, at all the points of time, the value of direct current is constant. You can see the value of direct current is constant at all the points of time. That is why we call this type of current as direct current, or we can say we are getting the constant current at all the point of time. But what about the alternating currents? In the alternating currents, we are getting, we have already discussed, we are getting the magnitude, magnitude is changing, and the direction is reversing alternately. Okay, in one cycle it is same, and in the other cycle you see half cycle, and the other half, the direction is reversed. Okay, so this, you can see that the direction of alternating current, it keeps on reverting. So we already know how we can find the value of this voltage, or you can say the EMF across any circuit. In the previous case we have studied that in the previous chapters, when there is change in the magnetic change in the electric field, or sorry, change in the magnetic field, what happens? There is an induced EMF. Okay, there is an induced EMF. That induced EMF we can write as E naught sine omega t. We have already discussed this in previous chapters, how we can find the current from this type of equation. We can find the current using Ohm's law, that is E, that is the voltage, or we can say the potential difference, or we can say the EMF induced divided by the resistance of the circuit. Okay, so now see, we can put the value of E, that is induced EMF, from the above equation in this equation, and we get the value of current. Okay, and what is this? E I naught, and the E naught in the equations, this is the maximum induced EMF, and this is the maximum induced current in the circuit. Okay, and what is this I? This is this I, it is the instantaneous value of, you can say, current at the particular time. Okay, now let us discuss from this equation, from this graph only, let us try to understand what will be the amplitude of this wave. See, what will be the amplitude of this wave? See, the maximum value of the alternating current. See, this is in this direction we are having current, so the maximum value of current that is attained by the you can say the maximum value of alternating current that is attained, that is attained, is known as amplitude. Okay, amplitude of the wave, we can say. Okay, this is a wave, this will be the amplitude. Now how we can define the time period? It is defined as, see, this is the amplitude. Okay, now how we can define the time period? Time period is defined as, see, the time taken by the wave to complete one cycle. To complete how much is one cycle? See, this much is one cycle. The time taken by the wave to complete this much cycle is known as time period of the wave. Okay, now, so we already know how we can define the time period. It is defined as, see, the total displacement divided by total angular velocity. So total displacement is 2 pi in completing the whole, you can say, in completing the whole cycle. Okay, and the angular velocity we already know is to omega. Okay, or we also define, how do we define time? Time is defined as uh, from this formula also you can see 2 pi divided by omega. How you can write omega? Omega is 2 pi nu. Okay, nu is 2 pi and 2 pi gets cancelled. What do we get? 1 upon nu. Okay, so time period, it is defined as the inverse of frequency. Okay, so the same way we can define the frequency. How we can define frequency? It is defined as the number of cycles which are, you can say, which you can say the number of cycles per second by an AC, or the by which are covered by the alternating current, is defined as frequency. Okay, so you can define the frequency as 1 upon t inverse of time, or by omega, that is the angular velocity divided by the total displacement of the particle in one cycle. Okay, you already know what will be the total displacement of the particle. See, at 0, at pi, and at 2 pi. Okay, so the maximum displacement of the particle, this will be the maximum displacement, so it will be 0 to 2 pi. Okay, so that is why we are writing 2 pi in this equation. So now let us try to find what will be the average value of the alternating current. The average value of the alternating current, let us try to find. Now see, we want to find the average value of the alternating current. So first of all, let us consider that alternating current at any instant value of time t. What will be the value of alternating current at that time? We already know I is equals to I naught sin omega t. Okay, so now first of all, what we can do, first of all, let us differentiate this equation. What we will get after differentiating this equation? So remains that first of all, what we can do, first, how do we define current? Current is defined as total charge taken in total time. Okay, rate of flow of charge, we can say. So this is how we have defined time. Okay, now let us find the value of dq, the total charge. So we can put the dq here, and on the right hand side or on the left hand side we can take all the other things, that is I dt. Okay, so now we can put the value of current, that is I, from the previous equation in this value. Okay, so what we get? I naught sin omega t dt. Okay, so now what will be the total charge? This is dq, that is the small charge in that particular time interval, that is dt. Now we want to find the total charge. How we can find? We can simply integrate these equations. So after integrating dq, what do we get? I naught is a constant value that we can keep outside. Now see, after integrating sin omega t, what do we get? We already know integration of sin omega t is minus cos omega t, and omega we will be getting, that is the angle associated with the with this, you can see the variable, that is t, that we will be getting in the denominator. Okay, and limits we are having, we are integrating from 0 to t. Okay, so after putting the limits, what do we get? I suppose you can do this integration part. So what do we get? After solving this part, we get I minus I naught t divided by minus I naught divided by omega, and this omega can be written as 2 pi divided by t. So in the denominator we are having 2 pi, and in the numerator we are having t. Okay, so we already know the value of cos 2 pi will be 1, and cos 0 will be 1 again. So 1 and minus in between, as you know, after solving the limits, and again 1. So we will be getting the value 0. So we can see that the average current over one cycle, it will be 0. Okay, so this is the average value of you can say the current. Okay, next time we will be discussing about the RMS values and the peak values. Okay, so that's all for today. So thank you.